Hi everyone, Jack from Fantasy Cam here. Welcome to this week's episode of Or Thot. This week we're going to be talking about Latavius Murray, Stefon Diggs, Lamar Miller, Jarvis Landry, and Nick Chubb. So the first person I want to talk about is Latavius Murray. And I'll admit, I've been putting him off for a while just because I've seen big games, but I haven't actually believed him. And at this point, you put up 3 straight weeks where you have over 10 points, and you kind of have to just go into it. Murray has been the lead back in their offense and a touchdown machine. There's absolutely nothing you don't want about him on your team, so you pretty much have to start him, especially if you have him. Trading for him I wouldn't recommend because obviously Dalvin Cook is there. When he's back all the way, what are you expecting? He's going to take over. But for right now, Latavius Murray is an absolute great person to start on your team. So next we have Stefon Diggs. And honestly, at the beginning of the year, I would have picked him over Thielen in a heartbeat. But now after seeing the workload that he's getting and just like the absolute uncertainty about what he's doing, I have to call him a thought. He had a great week last week, caught a touchdown and did pretty well. But Diggs just hasn't done enough over the past couple of weeks and hasn't shown that he's consistent, which is the only problem that he really has had the whole year. But that's kind of a big problem. Occasionally he'll have a week where he breaks out and puts up around 15 points, but that's so inconsistent, and you just never know what you're going to get. You don't know if you're going to get a week where you get around 10 points or a week where you get around 3. So honestly, he's a thought, but for me at least, in one of my leagues I have him, I'm not about to bench him anytime soon. It's just you have to know what you're getting from him. Next guy we have on the list is Lamar Miller. Miller's been really picking it up lately and gotten a lot of points. As a running back, he's looked fantastic, and he's starting to break into the RB2 category. I think that he's definitely a viable RB2, and if you have him at your flex, you're doing great. Miller's role in that offense is expanding, and now especially because of Will Fuller being out for the season, that's probably only going to increase his role, along with DeAndre Hopkins, but that's completely beside the point. When Miller first signed with the Texans, I thought what was happening right now was going to happen right away. Clearly it didn't, but right now it's starting to look a lot better. Miller's been getting a lot more carries and actually doing something with the carries. He's been their number one back, and he's going to continue to be. I think that there's a lot of value with Lamar Miller, and you definitely want to have him, especially if you're looking for a flex or an RB2 like I mentioned earlier. Miller's a great addition, and honestly, I would trade for him. He's 100% hot right now, if I didn't mention that already. But the dude's just been great. Lamar Miller is absolutely someone that you want to take a closer look at. Next, I'm going to move on to Jarvis Landry, and this is someone that should have been on the thought list a long time ago. They got a lot of struggles, or a lot of problems on the Browns. They have a lot of problems on the Browns. Take a look at it. They just fired their head coach. Baker Mayfield's a rookie, and even though it's Baker Mayfield, he's a rookie. I mean, come on, let's not treat the guy like he's Jesus. He's a good quarterback, but right now he's struggling, and Jarvis Landry is struggling because of it. And I have no idea if the reason that Landry is struggling is because the Browns are struggling, but either way, right now, redraft leagues definitely don't want him this season, don't want him because he has been so incredibly inconsistent. I would highly recommend getting him off your roster, just getting someone else to replace him, just because he's not going to put up good points for you consistently. And we all know the only way to win championships is to be consistent in scoring. Lastly, I want to talk about Nick Chubb. I really like Nick Chubb. As soon as Carlos Hyde left for Jacksonville, you had a feeling that this man was going to be big, and so far he's been used a lot. Even though he didn't have like a big week last week, he still got around 70 yards, and that's good enough for me. He can get in the end zone, but who the hell cares? He gets carries and he gets yards. Chubb could definitely be a guy that kind of puts together your team. If you're just missing like 1 or 2 pieces, you absolutely want to grab him. 100% think that you should if he's available in your league, which he honestly might be. But either way, Nick Chubb will definitely be pretty solid for the rest of the season. He's taking over Carlos Hyde's role, and he's just as talented. So I'm not too worried about Nick Chubb at all, and I think that you shouldn't be either. Honestly, out of all the hot running backs on this list, I trust him the most. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our Twitter, check out our Instagram, and please make sure to check out the website because we got a lot of posts coming up soon. And thank you guys so much. Have a great week.